All I know is that this is about phoenix racing. World is super intriguing, very, very gothic, but they have this magical ability to basically communicate with the plants, with nature. It's really cute, very just heartwarming. Hi my loves, welcome back or welcome to our channel. Welcome if you guys are new. I have been absolutely craving doing a reading vlog like this for a long time now. I've been doing a lot of like themed reading vlogs, but something I really need to focus on now that we are coming up to the end of the year is finishing my TBR, my physical TBR. We have a lot to it. And look, because I am a mood reader, I can't strictly stick to book after book. Like I can't plan out my next reads. I just kind of have to go with the flow. But this week we're limiting myself a little bit because we're just going to be picking physical books from my TBR. We've got some range today. I'm excited. First book we are reading in this vlog is going to be The No Mortal Creature by Kesh Chow. I got sent this about a month ago and I've been so excited to start it since because the little card that came with it from the publishers described it as Inception meets Wuthering Heights. That sounds like so much fun. This is a YA novel, but like Inception is one of my favorite movies of all time and Wuthering Heights is my favorite classic, well, that and Great Gatsby. So that just made me so excited to go into this. We have made a little dent so far, but just a tiny one. We are a few chapters in, 70 pages in. Today I'm kind of focusing on this book. I have a lot of filming and stuff to do, but I've decided to push that to the back of the day, wait until it gets a bit sunnier, and we are going to be focusing reading this morning. So hopefully we can get a good chunk through. It is a very easy book to read because the font is so big. If you don't know what this book is about, we are following, I'm just going to read the back because that helped me. When Gia finds herself alive again after being killed by an enemy's sword, she realizes she possesses a rare power, the ability to move between life and death. With her new gift comes the discovery of a mysterious spirit realm, teeming with ghosts like herself. To survive, Gia must rely on both Lin, the boy she loved before his betrayal, and Prince Essien. Gia is willing to risk her soul if it means rescuing her beloved grandma who died under suspicious circumstances. But in the process, she may just lose her heart. So it sounds really good. It sounds like a little bit of romance thrown in there, maybe as a subplot. As I said, in very early days. I will say, so far it really feels like Our Infinite Fates, which is a good thing. If you've read Our Infinite Fates, you know that like the first, I would say 2/3 of the book, I really enjoyed. Like I absolutely enjoyed them and they have this very particular feel about them. And then the last third, like some people love it, some people hate it. I didn't love it. It kind of came out of the blue. I thought it was a bit of a random resolution, but at the moment, this is feeling like the beginning of Our Infinite Fates. Very easy to read, playing with the idea of like reincarnation. So I'm really excited. I think we're going to dive into this more now and we'll see how far we can get in and I'll update you as we go. We made quite a dent today, so we're at page 250. I am really liking it at the moment. It's very, very moody, gothic, atmospheric kind of vibes, which is really, really cool. It's very much like Inception in the sense of like the levels of dreams and everything like that. And I do feel like we kind of have this like tragic love story that's kind of becoming a little bit. I'll be interested to see where that's gonna go because right now I'm not really intrigued by the love story so much. It's very much subplot, but I'm more intrigued by the world and the kind of being in the level of death, like being in the ghost world, in the ghost realm. And the writing is very, very easy to read. As I said, very similar to Our Infinite Fates in the sense that it's very just digestible, quick, easy to read, but still really fun and a really good plot, very engaging. I just feel like it's missing a little bit of depth to the world, a little bit of backstory. We are getting a few flashbacks from different timelines, but I feel like we need kind of a little bit more than that to understand our characters fully. But as I said, the world is super intriguing, very, very gothic. It's kind of reminding me a little bit of a Rachel Gillig world, except a little bit less intricate, a little bit easier to understand. There is also a little map, not just of the world, but of the different levels of death or the afterlife, which is really, really cool. That can kind of help you understand a little bit. As for our characters at the moment, I'm kind of getting a little bit annoyed with our main protagonist. I get that she is looking for a lot of answers. She doesn't have a lot of answers, and so she is just kind of doing her best with the little information that she has, but she's kind of annoying annoying me a little bit in some of her choices. I'm not really understanding them. They're not that logical. You're kind of just like running towards danger in a way. There are some characters that I'm really conflicted on. Like her sister, for example. I was kind of shocked by that. I don't know what to think of that. I'm not going to say much because I don't want spoilers, but I think I like the rest of the characters though. Not that we have a massive cast. It's quite confined. That's my little update for now. I'm enjoying it. Kind of intrigued to see where it's gonna go though. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like the ending will have some twists, but we'll see. Oh, I did not see that coming. That makes so much more sense. Oh. It's kind of sad. Okay, we finished For No Mortal Creature. This took me less than 24 hours to read. So I feel like that shows that it's a very easy, fun kind of book to read. But when I tell you, it is almost summer in Australia and I am still wearing 2 layers, long pants. I just want Melbourne to catch up with the rest of Australia and give us some warm weather, but apparently that's not happening. We finished For No Mortal Creature. I feel like if you like Our Infinite Fates or maybe with some Rachel Gillig, like if you like One Duck Window, I think you'll really like this. It does have a very YA feel about it, but it was a really fun read, a very dark atmospheric read, as I have said before. The ending did tie a few loose ends together as well, which I was very much hoping. I feel like when I get to the end of these kind of books, I'm like, this, and this need to be tied up right now. Otherwise, I'm not going to be satisfied, but they were. It was all okay. It was tied up very nicely. I think we're going to go for like around about a 4-star rating for this one. As I said, really good, really easy to read. It just felt a little bit surface level, which is kind of funny because the actual plot and the world was quite complicated. I feel like there was definitely room for some more depth and more character development, but there's not heaps I can say that I didn't like. I did really like our characters. I definitely was reading this more for the plot and the action rather than the love story. I wasn't really focused on the love story too much. I'm just going to double check that this is a standalone because I am very much not used to reading standalone fantasies. Yes, it is a standalone book. So if you need a quick YA fantasy standalone, this is a really great option. It felt like a standalone, but like, you know, sometimes you never really know. As I said, I feel like it gave very similar feel to Our Infinite Fates. There were some moments I didn't love and I wasn't obsessed with, but overall, I really liked the mood of this book. I really liked the fantasy world it created. It was just such a different, unique kind of world that I haven't read about before. Like the different levels of like once you pass away, that's really fascinating. Lots of pros about this book, but it's just not one of those books that I would like rush to recommend to people who enjoy what I read and like my favorite books. It's a good like vacation read. I'm gonna say it's a good read to just bring on vacation. You don't have to think too much. Amazing fantasy world, very unique, everything like that. I'm also just obsessed with this cover, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I just keep staring at it. I absolutely love it. In saying that though, if I see anything else written by Kesh Chow, I definitely will be picking it up. Like Girl with No Reflection, I'm definitely curious because it was writing that you could get lost in. So I definitely will reach towards this author in the future, I think. For our next book, we are going to be reading another book on the TBR, and that is The Cursed Melodies by Connie Glynn. This again is a little YA fantasy. I believe we are set at an academy setting for this one, which is really good. I've had a few people in my comments say that this is a really fun read. 300 pages or something like that. It's very nice and short. Let's go to a little blurb. Okay, we are following Astrid and Jonas, and they are twins, but they have this magical ability to basically communicate with the plants, with nature. And then we are also following Gwen, and all she's ever wanted to do is study at Fountains Academy, where the next generation of Bloom Bloods train to keep their mundane and mystic worlds in harmony. But something is wrong with her magic, and Gwen's failed application leaves her outcast and isolated at the Faymore Manor until all three collide unexpectedly and everything changes. So I am very aware that this is going to feel super YA as well, but like, you know what? I'm kind of in the mood for a like cute YA fantasy. I feel like there's different levels of YA fantasy as well. I feel like this is definitely a kind of higher YA fantasy. I wouldn't be recommending this to like 13-year-olds or anything, but I think like 15 plus you'd be really enjoying this just because it's a little bit complicated. I think this might even be kind of a more broad spectrum where you can read it when you're a lot younger or you can enjoy it a bit later. So it's actually an ARC copy I got sent a while ago and I've just been meaning to tick it off my TBR. I'm gonna see how much of this we can read this afternoon. I think it'll be a pretty easy read, but I'm not gonna like set my expectations. And then for the next book, we won't do another November TBR because it's basically a day or two from November. So I reckon we'll go onto something else, but we will be ticking off another book on my physical TBR. I have a few options, so I'll kind of think about them as I'm reading. I'm halfway through The Cursed Melodies by Connie Glynn. I just lost my spot, 1 second. Halfway through is 160 pages, by the way, it's not that far. By the way, Christmas tree. I have a mini Christmas tree because I live in a mini apartment. I love my mini apartment though, don't get me wrong. So, Cursed Melodies. It feels very, very young. I probably should have prepped myself a little bit better. Like, I feel like there's YA, and this is very super young. It's giving Madoran Chronicles. So when I just think about that, I'm like, yeah, this is fine. It's very Madoran Chronicles. Basically, we are following, as I said before, our two twins, Astrid and Jonas. And by the way, I'm picking up some queer vibes in this, which I love in such a YA fantasy. Astrid and Jonas basically are just at a normal school, and they're kind of pictured as the weirdos because they have this kind of weird talent, I guess you would call it, but nobody else believes them, that they can talk to trees and nature. Like, they hear nature, not talk to it. They just like hear it, like it talks to them rather. Nobody believes them. They just call them weirdos, and they have like this strict curfew because they're being like analyzed by this doctor going, what is going on? It's all in your head, thinking like it's mental things that they have to work through. And then one day they encounter Gwen. Gwen knows she has magical powers, and she has really wanted to go study at Fountains Abbey Academy, which their paths cross. And yeah, it kind of goes from there. So now we are at an academy. So we're at the Fountains Abbey Academy, which is nice. We've got this whole academy setting going on. So easy to read. Like, I will probably be finishing this tonight. I am really liking our characters at the moment. I think they're really cute. I think they're really sweet. It makes me happy that younger people are reading this, if that makes sense. Like, if I think back to what I was reading when I was younger, like, it was great, but I wish I was reading more of this kind of stuff. This is a very inclusive book as well, which I love. Very mystical, very magical. It does give me very similar vibes to The Madoran Chronicles by Lynette Noni. This is like the definition of switching my brain off at night and being able to go into bed and dive back into my childhood fantasy worlds. That's what it feels like. So it's a great thing. I probably will go into something a little bit more high fantasy or a little bit more intense after this, but at the moment it is really fun. I'm not entirely sure where we'll go. I'll be very interested to see the kind of conflict and resolution and everything for this because as I said, I haven't read a book like this in a long time, so it's kind of very nostalgic for me. It's really cute, very just heartwarming. I like Gwen as a character as well. I feel like she's the kind of slightly misunderstood character that does have a little bit of depth to her. I think Astrid and Jonas, they're quite simple, but like they're fun, but Gwen really holds like a lot of depth to her character, so you know I'm gonna love that. This is what the now cover looks like, by the way. I feel like that just lets you know that it is quite a YA book. And like, oh, do you know what it is reminding me of? It's reminding me of School for Magic and Wicked, School for Good and Evil. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I read them when I was really young. If you like that, you can read this. It's really good. So yeah, we probably won't spend too much more time on this. We're gonna go finish it now, and I'll let you know what we end up going on to. Last night we did end up finishing The Cursed Melodies. Honestly, this was just a cute little YA fantasy romance. No, not even fantasy romance, just a YA fantasy. I haven't read a pure just YA fantasy in a long time, so this was kind of just fun and refreshing, and as I said before, a little brain break. I'm gonna rate this like, I think a 3.75 or 3.5. It was like a good easy fantasy, but it was just so YA that like it struggled to engage me at some points. I did really like our protagonists, and if you are like younger, I highly recommend this book. I think it would be a really great read. I wish I read something like this when I was young. I think I would have absolutely devoured it. This is like the world I would escape to when I was young. Like, you know how we all went to Hogwarts or whatever when we were like our little happy place? This is kind of like what I pictured, just an academy setting. You find out your magic. It's just kind of any fantasy obsessed teenager's dream. And I'm glad we finally ticked it off my TBR because it has been sitting there for a while now. It was really sweet. It was really heartwarming. Like, I really liked our characters. I liked where they ended up. I do think this is going to be a series. I don't know if I'll be continuing it. Maybe if I just want something cute and little again. For the next book we are going on to, this book has been sitting on my TBR for a long time, and it has been on multiple monthly TBRs, and I just have never actually read it. I don't even know why. It's not like I actively avoid it. And that is A Flame and Fury by Michaela Bridge. This is, I believe, her debut novel. So that's exciting, reading a debut author. Yes, A Flame and Fury is her debut novel. Oh, what? She lives in Melbourne? That's so cool. Well, I'm really excited to start this. All I know is that this is about Phoenix racing, and we are following our protagonist Kel when her and her, like, I guess Phoenix racing team are offered a place at a training facility by like this kind of tech billionaire. So what I'm confused about this one is the fact that like phoenixes, I think of mythical, and then I'm like, or are we set in a modern world? Like, is this an urban fantasy? I'm not really sure what's going on, but when they said tech billionaire, I was like, oh, okay. So we have this element of like technology in it, which is kind of cool, I guess. I haven't read a book where mythical creatures have been a big focus of the plot in a long time, so I'm excited about that because, like, if you guys know me, you know that I love a good mythical creature. I think it can really make or break a book, to be honest though. So I'm hoping this one makes it. From flicking through it, we do have like a fantasy map, and then we have the different types of phoenixes. So there's heaps of different types. There's there's like a blood phoenix, a cape phoenix, a harrow phoenix. Oh, the harrow phoenix is the least intelligent species apparently. But each of them have these different heightened abilities. Like the carnal phoenix is highly intelligent and the fastest subspecies on record. Some are larger phoenixes, like yeah, which is kind of cool. We've got our own little twist to a mythical creature that we know and love. Let's see how it is. I am so ready to be reading this. Like, this has been on my TBR for way too long. I am 50 pages into A Flame and Fury. So far, like, just initial thoughts, the writing is so great. It's super addictive and really easy to get into, honestly. As I said before, I was really confused going into this because I'm like, we have phoenixes, like mythical creatures, but like if there's a tech element to it, I'm really confused. I'm still wrapping my head around that. Like, I feel like it hasn't been completely explained what kind of world we're set in. Not like an urban fantasy or something like that. I think we're in our own world, but we do have a highly advanced tech element to it. Before, one of our characters were mentioning using an app to help their training with the phoenixes in phoenix racing. We have a lot of cameras, we have a lot of security, we have a lot of like just technologically advanced additives to this world, yet we're doing phoenix racing. But then our main protagonist's mother wrote to her via letter. So I'm a little bit confused. Like, it's not that I'm not liking it, I'm just trying to wrap my head around what's going on. First of all though, the idea of phoenix racing I am liking so much. We've already had a phoenix race, we're only 50 pages in, but that is what our protagonist is doing. Like, she is very in the thick of being a phoenix racer, and we're kind of just getting introduced to all of our, I'm guessing, side characters. Kel is our main protagonist, and she has this very close kind of connection with phoenixes. Like, she really feels for them. They basically race in these thing called CAPR races. However, phoenixes in this world are kind of controlled and like domesticated in a sense through collars. So they have these collars on them that kind of dims their magic and like makes them controllable and tameable and rideable. If they didn't have that, apparently they would just like burn the world down and like go crazy. Uncontrollable power, basically. So they have these collars to help that. Our main protagonist doesn't essentially agree with that, but she's like, look, if they're going to be really dangerous creatures, yeah. They've also just been at this point like bred in captivity, and any phoenix that's been born outside of captivity has been taken into captivity. I guess they're really great, powerful creatures that are just domesticated to the human race. So, but yeah, at the moment I'm really liking it. I feel like I could really speed through this, which I wasn't really expecting. When I start understanding it more, I will let you know. It's the next night. I just had a shower, hence how I look. We've got the little Christmas tree on and the Christmas PJs have been pulled out. It is finally getting a little bit warmer here, which means I can wear my short sleeve Christmas PJs, because yes, in Australia it is summer for Christmas. So Christmas PJs for me means like short PJs, my t-shirts and my singlets and everything like that. That's what it means to me. Whilst I would love to experience white Christmas one day, for now we are just leaning into the summer Christmas. Honestly, I think it would feel weird at this point to have a Christmas in winter. But for a book update, we are about halfway through of A Flame and Fury. I'm having a really good time so far. It is really good. I feel bad for like putting this book off for such a long time. We are at page 182. This is giving very Hunger Games vibe. I think we're set in our own little world. Like, it's a dystopian world, I think I would say. But technology and I don't know, just technical advancements really play a strong role in this world. I'm going to explain the plot, and I feel like that'll help explain the world a little bit more, or at least the very premise of the plot. So basically we are following Kel, who is a phoenix racer, but she has a very strong connection to the phoenixes, as I've said. She has this peer racer called Coop, and her and him are like, just do not get on, ice and fire. One day there is an incident in the phoenix enclosure, and as I mentioned before, all the phoenixes have collars to kind of protect them, protect everyone else, but also like dim their powers basically. One of the collars gets off the phoenix, and Coop and Kel basically work together to get the phoenix back, bring them down to the ground, get them calm again, and basically save a lot of people. This is filmed on a lot of people's phones, and I'm guessing it's uploaded to the media. There seems to be a very strong presence of media in this, and a tech billionaire basically sees them and thinks they're incredible and wants to basically offer them a scholarship or like sponsor them to continue phoenix racing, but for him, and he will care for their phoenixes. So that's what one of the reasons this video blew up so much though, and them like taming the phoenix basically, is that Kel and Coop had this insane chemistry, and people are like, oh my god, there's a little spark between them. So they kind of start this like fake fling for the media. They're never really confirming that they like each other, which by the way, they're mortal enemies, but their media assistant, or I guess publishing assistant, kind of pushes this narrative, eggs it on, lets the people think what they will, and leads into that. So it reminds me of kind of the Hunger Games in the sense that there's like this media following in these dragon racings, and they they play a big involvement in the race, like kind of like the Hunger Games. Like they would watch the Hunger Games and have their favorite characters, or not favorite characters, oh my god, Freya, they would have their favorite tributes. It's kind of giving that. There's also like paparazzi, like the media follow them, trying to get more out of them. Are they dating? Are they not dating? We don't know. So there is like this modern element to it, but it's not set in the modern world. We are in our own world from what I can gather. So it's very interesting. I feel like it's not that hard to get your head around. It's more just like we're in a fantasy world, but they have technology, I guess. It is super easy to read. I've been flying through this. I'm going to sit down and read more of this tonight, and hopefully we can get a good chunk of the way through. I'm really gripped by it, honestly. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. It's giving, like, it's just a really fun fantasy. It has you gripped from page one. It is action from page one, which is really great. At the moment, all good things to say, honestly. What? I'm so confused. Huh? Guys, it is so intense right now. You've got to be kidding me. We just finished A Flame and Fury. That took some wild turns that I was not expecting. I was like, I feel like I figured this plot out. Like thinking really high of myself, I was like, yeah, I know where this is going. Like, God, so good. I know the plot line. I did not know the plot line. I just got severely humbled and I love it. I loved this. This was really good. I'll go through my pros first, but this was a really unique kind of fantasy. I loved the Phoenix racing aspect. I felt like it was very dystopian. You weren't sure who to trust, everything like that. And then there was just this insane plot twist. I was like, what is going on right now? So conflicted about so many of the characters as well. Like our villain, I'm like, I kind of see where they were coming from, but obviously no. But good. If you love like Phoenix's high stakes, anything like that, you'll love this. It was just such a high stakes, high intense kind of book. There was not a safe moment, and I love that. I was so needing that. I feel like I'm gonna go for like a 4.25 rating. The only cons I had about this, and they're not even, it's just, I feel like there were some areas that could have used a little bit more development. There were some plot points that kind of just trickled to the background when I could see them building into something more. I don't know if this is going to be a series or not, but the ending kind of confused me. It was sweet. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It felt so refreshing, so unique. Honestly, all of these books in this vlog have felt really refreshing, and that is what I've been craving. So thankful for that. There was a little line of romance in this as well. If you're wondering, it was a subplot. I wouldn't say I loved the romance. It was definitely there, but it was very much in the background. I don't know. That is probably an area that could have used a little bit more development, if I'm going to be honest. I think that had a little bit more potential. Definitely fell to the background a little bit. I was kind of there for the plot. I was there for the Phoenixes. We had a really cute sense of found family as well. Writing as well, so immersive, so easy to read. Like it's one of those books that you can just get lost in and you don't have to switch your brain on too much. Also, of course, you've got to think, it's fantasy, but it's just so easy to get lost in this world. It feels like you're there with the characters. So I really liked Michaela Bridges' writing. The one aspect I wish we got a little bit more on was the Phoenix species. We didn't delve into that very much. It definitely was touched on, but I would have loved to get a little bit more, I feel like, and we kind of focused on very few Phoenixes, like specifically. I wish we'd gotten a little bit more of like different Phoenixes and just a little bit more about all the different types of Phoenixes, like the Phoenix subspecies. I think that could have been really, really cool. So many good things about this book. I'm glad we're ending this vlog on such a high. I would highly recommend this book. If you want a YA high action kind of fantasy, you'll love it. I feel like you will. And we finally ticked it off our TBR. This is my sign to stop pushing books back for no particular reason, because there was no reason for me not to read this. And that brings us to the end of the vlog now that we've finished this book. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a fun vlog for me to film. I hope you had a fun time watching and reading along with me, and I hope your December is going well. I hope you're having some good reads, maybe some festive reads. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, my loves. I love you so much. If you've watched till the end here, thank you. I am so incredibly grateful for you. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video.